The third segment in the textile and apparel industry is the retail segment. After the garments go through production, they are ready for sale to consumers. Retailers are businesses that buy garments from manufacturers and sell them to customers. Retailers include department stores, discount chains, specialty stores, and even online companies. Fashion merchandising includes all the phases of planning, buying, and selling apparel. It's a central function of retailers. An important part is fashion promotion. Fashion promotion includes advertising, setting up window displays and store displays, and coordinating media publicity such as special events like a fashion show. The intention of these efforts is to increase the clothing sales and to move the merchandise the retailer has ordered. Apparel merchandising and promotion involves many people. Some of the job titles are merchandise managers, buyers, sales associates, market researchers, fashion coordinators, visual merchandisers, illustrators, writers, and models. Let's go through some of the key positions and careers found in the retail segment of the industry.
We've already talked a little bit about buyers. The buyer is a very important position in the retail segment because they make key decisions of what items will be sold at the retailer. The buyer will travel to major fashion centers or markets several times a year to make selections and order merchandise for their stores. Large retailers have multiple buyers, each with specific specialty. Smaller retailers, like a specialty boutique, might have only one buyer who is responsible for everything in the store. Being a fashion buyer is like shopping, but for an entire store, not just yourself. But it's not all fun and games. A store's profit depends on the decisions of its buyer. If items do not sell, the store may not make a profit, or it could lose money. Buyers must work closely with merchandise managers, visual merchandisers, fashion coordinators, and sales associates to present the store's image and products to the public in a successful way. To be a fashion buyer, you need a degree in merchandising, marketing, retailing, or a related area. USC has an awesome program only a few hours away from us. Sales associates. Sales associates are the only store employees that most customers will ever meet. Customers are also pleased when sales associates can answer questions about fabrics, fashions, garment construction, and care instructions. Sales associates tend to develop long-term relationships with repeat customers. People who work in the retail segment of the apparel industry must have strong public relations skills. Many high school students work part-time as sales associates. I did throughout my high school and college years. A high school diploma is usually required for full-time entry-level sales associates. Wages may be hourly, salary, or salary plus commission. Market researchers study what customers want and need. They survey stores and other retail outlets to find out what is selling and what customers would buy if available. Most market research today is collected through analyzing what you are viewing and buying online. Some companies also hire forecasting companies that specialize in predicting fashion trends. Manufacturers, designers, and buyers receive this information. It influences the textile industry and apparel production, as well as fashion merchandising and promotion. Market research generally requires a college degree in marketing. Fashion coordinators and directors. Fashion coordinators promote their stores and merchandise. They visit wholesale and retail markets to gather information about what is happening in the fashion world. They relay this information to merchandise managers and buyers. Fashion coordinators also work with the advertising and publicity departments for their stores. This allows the stores to correlate advertising, promotional, and merchandising efforts. Planning fashion shows is usually a responsibility of fashion coordinators. Fashion coordinators select garments and accessories from different departments within their stores. They hire the models and write the scripts for the shows. The day of the show, the fashion coordinator is generally the person who presents the show. Other titles of fashion coordinator include fashion director, promotion directors, or fashion consultants. They work for magazines, advertising agencies, and online and mail order companies, as well as retail stores. Most have degrees from colleges or professional schools of fashion, but a few advance from sales positions. Successful fashion coordinators work tactfully with people, speak to large audiences, and schedule time wisely. Visual merchandisers. Visual merchandisers create the attractive displays you see in store windows. When showing a suit or a dress, all the accessories to go with it are also on display. A suit display might include a shirt, a necktie, a handkerchief, belt, socks, and shoes. A dress display may show jewelry, belts, scarves, and shoes. These displays may center on a theme such as a vacation time or the beginning of spring. You are encouraged to buy not only the main garment, but everything that goes with it too. Windowsware is an online database of window displays and fashion marketing materials by hundreds of brands. The image on this slide is the window display at Prada in Paris in August 2024. Visual merchandisers can use resources like Windowsware to see what other companies are doing and get inspiration from past displays. The fashion coordinator or director works closely with the visual merchandiser to make sure that the displays present the right fashion image for the store. Together, they plan all the displays. A high school education is a requirement for display directors. Courses in technical art, design, and fashion illustration are valuable. Trade schools, community colleges, and universities also offer these courses. Fashion illustrators. Fashion illustrators work for retail stores, pattern companies, and advertising agencies. They work for fashion illustrators. The work of fashion illustrators is complex. In each illustration, they show construction details like seams, top stitching, and trims, fabric textures like if it's stiff, bulky, or flimsy, fabric designs such as the prints, plaids, or a solid, and fashionable accessories like hats, shoes, and jewelry. In addition, each one must be an attractive picture of what will catch the eye of the viewer. Successful fashion illustrators are artistic, creative, and have an interest in clothing. They generally receive training at a university or a specialty school of art or fashion. Useful courses include art, clothing and textiles, history, and psychology. Fashion writers. Fashion writers tell the public about new trends in fashion as soon as these trends occur. Fashion writers must keep in contact with manufacturers and leaders in the fashion industry. Manufacturers and advertisers send press kits to fashion writers that include detailed descriptions and photographs of new fashions. Large newspapers have fashion writers and editors. Through regular columns or articles, either in paper or online, fashion writers show and explain new fashions to readers. Many fashion writers and editors work for magazines or trade journals. Often, their assignments are in a specific area, such as clothing, textiles, accessories, hairstyles, or makeup. Successful fashion writers and editors have a flair for writing combined with a keen sense of fashion trends. Almost all jobs for fashion writers require a college degree in journalism and/or textile and clothing. Many clothing stores hire alterations specialists. Altering clothes can be more difficult than doing the original construction. Alteration specialists need to sew well, work fast, and fit clothing properly. Some of their duties include deciding what fitting problems exist, marking and pinning garments for alterations, shortening or lengthening sleeves, hems, waistlines, and darts, repairing damaged merchandise before customer buys it, and changing trims or buttons to satisfy the customer. Alteration specialists often work for more than one store if the stores are small, and some work from home.
Prior to the 1970s, the focus of most companies was only on one aspect of the fabric or apparel production. For example, a textile mill produced the fabric and then sold it to the apparel manufacturing companies. With the formation of larger corporations, however, many companies handle all stages of production, from producing the fibers to sewing the garments and then selling them in stores. In such a vertical integration system, one company handles all or several of the steps and/or the steps of production and/or distribution. For example, Pendleton Woolen Mills produces the wool, weaves the fabrics, creates the garments, sells the apparel, all in their own stores. This allows the company to control all the steps of creation of their apparel, leading to greater cost control. Vertically integrated companies may not be involved in all the steps from fiber production to garment sales. Some companies, for example, might produce specific fibers, make them into yarns and then to fabrics. These operations may take place at different plant locations, some in the United States and some overseas. However, they're all part of the same company. Well, you did it! You've finished the chapter lesson, and now you know more about the textile and apparel industry. I hope that after learning about the industry, you're now aware of all the different career opportunities that are in the fashion industry.